You are probably a kind person, a rescuer, perhaps. You may have been the sort of person who believes in giving people chance after chance over and over again, and believing that all people are intrinsically good or intrinsically nice, and because you are intrinsically good and intrinsically nice, and you are probably very empathetic and feel other people's pain, you feel other people's emotions, and you are most likely someone with some codependent traits and putting your own needs behind meeting the needs of other people, more than likely a narcissistic abuser, and you tend to trust people right off the bat. These qualities are, of course, what makes you so attractive to a narcissist in your life, because they make you easy to exploit, and they make you someone who will give and tolerate, deny, and justify poor behavior from others. Someone who will try harder to be a better partner, friend, coworker, neighbor, parent, child, or sibling, even in the face of often very subtle, to start with, narcissistic abuse. And if you are this type of person who is a narcissist magnet, it is likely that your replacement, the narcissist's new partner, is as well. We're assuming here that you have left or been left by a narcissistic partner, and it is more likely that they will have moved on to a new partner with breathtaking speed. Narcissists, they rarely have a gap between partners, and they may have been grooming several people before your breakup for the potential for a relationship, and they will eventually choose one of the people that they were grooming to become the primary source of supply, or your replacement. And it is more than likely they've used their charm and their charisma to secure this new supply way before you would have ever expected it, and sometimes months or even years before your breakup. You have to remember that everything that a narcissist does is to gain narcissistic supply. That is their oxygen, which is the external validation, their self-esteem, and they need to divert themselves from the truth of what they really are and how they really feel about themselves by propping up their false identity and their external image. And they do this by getting attention, adoration, drama, conflict from anyone and everyone around them. And remember that even though they may appear to believe that they are special, they feel worthless on the inside. They feel empty on the inside. And although this may be a sad state of affairs for this narcissist, change is very, very unlikely, and their abusive behavior should never be tolerated or enabled. So the new partner, the replacement supply, their new partner will invariably have been swept off their feet, just as you had been when you first met the narcissist. And they will not stop to consider how short the time frame was between you and this new supply. They will be wallowing in this heady rush of dopamine and oxytocin and serotonin fueled love, in quotation marks, and they will often believe, the new supply will often believe every word of what the narcissist says. They will believe the lies that the narcissist has told about you, and they don't know that the smear campaign is one of the number one attributes, or the hallmark, of a narcissist. And following a relationship breakdown, this always happens. The narcissist will always play the victim card. It will tell every single person that they can that they have been preyed upon by you, and they will portray you as an unreasonable abuser. And they may even tell their new partner in their fan club, their harem, and anyone else who will listen. And due to their charm and plausibility, or in their plausible deniability, they will be believed. And as if it isn't bad enough, the narcissist enablers may even be enlisted to smear you even further behind your back. And even they will do it, well, they'll definitely do it with the new partner. And it makes you like a sitting duck. And these people become more sympathetic to the narcissist plight. So, as all of this is happening, instead of feeling sorry for yourself, which you have every right to, I know I definitely did, you probably you know that there's a playbook if you've been through the cycle, I mean, at least once. And you know the drama cycle of the narcissist, the method that he or she uses to rope you in and keep you in the game, and love bombing you first and acting the role of the perfect partner, being everything that you could have ever dreamed of. And you know how this is followed by tiny and subtle criticisms as the devaluation behavior begins. And you'll remember how your heart would sink and how you would try to ignore it, telling yourself that you were just being sensitive. And you can probably now see that just as you are starting to question the narcissist behavior or doubt their ability to love, how they would plunge straight back into that love bombing stage, and how you would breathe this sigh of relief, and they blame their previous behavior on stress and tiredness or whatever else helped you to justify their behavior. And most likely you now see how those cycles will repeat endlessly, and sometimes over hours, days, months, or even years, making you walk on eggshells, making you too weak to call them out on their behavior, and making you want to get back to those perfect first few months and when you felt like you were living in a beautiful dream. It is very likely that you look at your narcissist new partner and you see them as you were sometimes, a lamb to the slaughter, drawn by promises of perfect love, of an incredible future. And you probably see how out in the world the new partner plays their role, deliriously happy, blissfully in love. And you know that you too have done this, but you know that underneath it all, somewhere, there's a tiny doubt, a gut instinct that all is not well, and which they are burying deep within him. The new supply is not ready to face this yet, and they're probably in a stage of cognitive dissonance, and this is the brain's discomfort of having to hold two opposing beliefs at one time, and that will be at play. And on the other hand, their new partner will know that all is not right, and on the other, they will want to believe that they are loved and admired, and that the narcissist is a nice person, a loving person, and that the brain will want to relieve this discomfort. The brain is always working to protect you, and it will make a choice as to which belief it holds, and it will minimize, justify some of the bad or all of the bad behavior and discard it. And this happened to you too. And this is one of the things that the narcissist capitalizes on when luring in and keeping a partner. Most victims of narcissistic abuse, once they understand the complexities and the dynamics of narcissistic personality disorder, they will want to help the new partner, or more accurately, the new supply. They will want to warn them to prevent them from having to go through the horrific discard and the relationship breakdown that they went through. And you want to spare the new supply this pain, in spite that you only to realize that in spite of all the proclamations of adoration, that the narcissist can never love you or this new supply. They can't love anyone at all, and that you will want to save them from the future faking, and to tell them how what the things that the narcissist promised you were, and it was just a lie, and how things would never really materialize, and or not in the way that you thought that they would. And the narcissist new supply, just like you, initially thinks that they have won life's lottery, and it can be agonizing for us to watch. You may even have moments of doubt that perhaps the narcissist has changed and that this love affair is the real deal, but it isn't. And here's the thing: no matter how tempted you might be to warn them of the truth, do not do it. Don't try to save the narcissist's new supply, just as you wouldn't have believed anyone if they had tried to warn you. It will only backfire on you, and you'll be made out to look vengeful and spiteful and bitter, and the narcissist will garner even more narcissistic supply from their new partner, and you will probably even be accused of harassment and get an ex parte or a restraining order filed against you. And so you walk away, you say nothing, and you accept that the new supply, they are on their own journey, and that includes narcissistic abuse right now. And that is a matter for the new supply. So stop trying to save them or rescue them, as cruel as it may feel. Put your own needs first for a change. And you know, at the end of the day, that this is the best thing for you. Stand back and watch the inevitable fireworks through your fingers if you have to, and do not ever approach. And because now is the best time to focus on you and your own healing and the incredible growth that can be achieved as a result of surviving such horrific abuse. And it is nothing short of transformational. And although the journey is a difficult one to undertake, it will set you up for a life contented, filled with love and possibility. And if it makes you feel any better, if this is true for you, then it is also true for the narcissist new supply. And in turning away and allowing to walk the path of narcissistic abuse with all its pain, you may in fact be handing them a gift. Whether they choose to unwrap it, it is their choice and theirs alone. My name is Sarah Ann Brown, and this is Narcissistic Abuse 101.